If you're new to the channel, welcome to Business Unmasked, where we unmask the stories behind interesting and successful companies. Hit the like button so more people can hear stories like these, and subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Now let's get to the unmasking. Dropbox. Imagine that you are on a long bus ride and you have a ton of work to finish. All ready and comfortable, you remove your laptop from the bag and insert a USB drive to open your files. And boom, all your plans go to waste as you realize you forgot to copy your files onto the drive. What do you do now? Do you start over, or do you just give up and stare out at the window? Thankfully, this problem was solved in 2007 by Drew Houston, an MIT student who had a head full of ideas but lacked the business sense to implement them, at least in the beginning. So then how did Drew play his chips right and become the founder of one of the most successful startups ever? And what was it about this company that would have dozens of universities still doing case studies on it? Continue watching till the end to find out. Chapter 1, Genesis. In 2006, while studying engineering at MIT, Drew decided to try his hand at making quick online money. He made a poker-playing bot who could play in your place while you did something else. While this wasn't a bad idea, the increasing legal restrictions on online gambling made it harder to earn any money from it. He realized that just having an idea wasn't enough. What he needed was a business vision. During college, he was surrounded by friends constantly getting big breaks. His roommate, for example, got $5 million in funding.
I'm talking about this.
Months after moving to California. Another friend of his went on to create an online streaming service that soon became what we now know as Twitch. Witnessing his friends on the path of success, Drew was now filled with the determination to do something new. He knew that it had to be technology-oriented and simple, but it had to be innovative and had to solve a problem. So what happened next? Drew searched for an important problem to solve, and he found the same problem that we had asked you to imagine at the beginning of the video. On a long bus ride to meet his friends, he realized he had forgotten to copy files onto his USB drive, and he was left with a long trip with nothing to do. He then thought of a cloud-based solution to the problem, in which files could be accessed directly through all your devices without having to carry around a USB drive or a hard disk. This, however, isn't the complete story of how this idea came to be. Drew was also inspired by MIT's own in-house solution to this trouble, Athena. This system was used internally by MIT employees to sync important files onto the web so that they may access them from anywhere at any point in time. Now that Drew had the idea, he needed to make the application and market it successfully. He named it Dropbox and launched it in 2007. Chapter 2, Growth. During the initial marketing phase, Drew put out a Craigslist advert to hire 5 people to test out the product. As it turns out, cloud saving and sharing wasn't a major thing in 2007, and so people had a hard time understanding what he meant. This initial confusion led him to make an interface for the application that was intuitive and understandable. It was going to be like this. There would be a single Dropbox folder for you on each of your devices. If you were to copy a file onto that folder, the file would also show up on other Dropbox folders on other devices. To market and advertise this, he made a demo video which went absolutely viral, grossing thousands of views and over 75,000 new subscribers to the Dropbox waitlist. While this was a major step forward, it wasn't the sustainable long-term marketing that Drew needed to keep the company running. He innovatively solved this problem by adding a referral feature to the program. If your friend was to install the app based on your referral, then both of you would get a whole lot of free space in the cloud. Pretty cool, right? This wasn't the only feature available for free. If you were working on a project with a friend, there was now a way to maintain a shared folder with them. You could both edit and share files onto that folder, and it would update on the other's device in real time. Dropbox, however, wasn't the only company that was offering such a service at the time. There were other applications such as Box, OneDrive, Google Drive, and iCloud that also gave customers the same exact service. So now you must be wondering, What was it about Dropbox's approach that led it to glow over the others? Was it just the marketing or something in the actual service itself? To answer your question, it was a combination of both. Box used to serve corporate and other business-related customers. iCloud only got famous for being able to back up iPhone photos. Google Drive grew quick too, but only after Dropbox had already staked its claim to most of the cloud-saving sector pie. Following on that path, Dropbox quickly grew, having a valuation of $9.2 billion by the end of 2018, when they went public and had over 500 million registered users. Chapter 3: Business Model. Dropbox is known for its simple yet innovative business model, which has been a focus of area of study for many economists. While he had many opportunities, Drew never took any to sell the company. It is said that Steve Jobs himself offered Drew a 9-digit acquisition proposal, which he actually refused. Can you believe that? Now that takes some guts. After his initial wish to get better at running a good business, he read many books and asked many questions. This increased knowledge gave him a vantage point of an entrepreneur too, rather than just an engineer. Drew's main method to run a successful business was to solve a unique problem as best as possible, but to run it well, he also learned a lot about sales and finance. This hope to get better at managing his enterprise can be seen well in Dropbox's unique and cool marketing strategies, and the fact that so many companies today use those exact same methods. So this was the story of Drew Houston, an MIT engineer who turned his dreams into a simple yet innovative solution and created one of the most well-known companies today. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons. It does wonders for the YouTube algorithm, so more people can see our videos and so that you can be notified when we launch our next video. We try and put out at least one new one per week, and as you can imagine, the research and editing alone of these type of videos takes us close to 18 hours. So we would really appreciate it if you could also check out our Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can support our work. We produce over 12 videos per month, so that is literally 8 cents per video. Thank you so much, and we'll see you at our next unmasking.